Hello, my dear students. A very warm welcome to all of you to Sri Jayendra Rank Zone. I am your friend and mentor for the subject Business Economics. We have already covered few concepts in the previous lectures. This lecture is lecture number 3 for chapter 2, that is Theory of Demand and Supply, and all its other concepts will be covered in the coming series of lecture. So let's resume. So all of you must have understood the meaning of utility, and that is the want satisfying power of a commodity. So we can say that utility refers to the want satisfying power of a commodity. Let's see the meaning of total utility. So total utility it is the sum total of all the utility derived from and different units of commodity consumed by a consumer. That means what? The total utility is the sum total of all the marginal utilities. Over here, marginal utility means additional utility derived, additional utility derived from consumption of one more additional unit. So, just see it over here. It could be denoted by this formula. TU, that is total utility, equals to marginal utility 1 plus marginal utility 2 plus marginal utility at nth unit is known as total utility. So let's see the meaning of marginal utility now. As I just told you that marginal utility means additional utility. So it is the addition made in the total utility by consumption as an additional unit, one extra unit, one extra additional unit of a product or a commodity. So in other words, we can say that it is the utility derived from marginal or additional unit consumed or possessed by the individual. So marginal utility basically is the addition made to the total utility by the addition of consumption of one more unit of a commodity, right? Symbolically, it could be denoted as marginal utility at nth unit equal to total utility at nth unit minus TU n minus 1. So, what we have learned till now is we have learned the total utility. So, we can write that total utility refers to the total satisfaction derived by the consumer from the consumption of a specific quantity of a commodity. Whereas if I talk about marginal utility, So we can say that marginal utility refers to the additional one extra unit consumed. So additional utility derived from the consumption of an additional unit of a commodity. Students, over here, MUN means marginal utility at nth unit, TUN means total utility at nth unit, and TUN minus 1 is total utility at n minus 1th unit. Let's see by making a utility schedule. So let's make a schedule for, let's make it for mangoes. Let's make this table, utility schedule for a product, and we have opted for product that is mangoes. Make 3 columns. In first column, write units of mangoes. Then we'll measure total utility. Utility is measured in utils, I had already explained you. And then marginal utility, and that is also measured in terms of utils. So utils is the unit for measuring utility. Consumption of 0 mango, consumption of 1, 2, consumption of 3 mangoes, 4 mangoes, 5 mangoes, 6 mangoes. Okay. When you had not consumed any mangoes, the utility derived is 0 and additional utility is undefined. When you consumed the first unit of mango, you had achieved 10 utility, that is total utils is 10. So marginal utils will also be 10. From where you got this 10? So 10 minus 0. The upper one, undefined, is 0. So 10 minus 1 would be 0. When we consumed 2 units of mangoes, the total utility is 17. You should understand one thing, students, over here, that in first mango we had a lot of craving for mangoes. So the very first mango we had, we got more utility, that is 10. But when we had another mangoes, additional mango, it gives us utility, but the utility was not as equal to as 10 utils. So it is total 17 utils. So the additional is 7. From where you got 7? 17 minus 10. When you consumed the third mango, the total utility is 21. So if I talk about one additional utility or marginal utility, would be 21 minus 17. So 21 minus 17, and it is 4. If you consumed one more mango, the total utility is 22. So it would be 22 minus 21, and the marginal utility will be 1 unit. You consumed one more mango, but you didn't get any utility. That means what? The marginal utility is 0. 22 minus 22. And when we consume one more unit, you should understand that you should not consume now because you are not getting any utility. So basically, your total utility falls, the total utility falls. So to 19, that means 19 minus 22 equal to minus 3. So over here, this is a situation of bad health, or you started vomiting, you didn't want to have that, but you still consuming that mango, but this will give you a negative utility of minus 3. I believe I'm making sense to all of you. So let's write along with me over here. In this case, marginal utility equal to the addition made to the total utility by addition of one more unit of a commodity. But what about total utility? So the sum total of all the marginal utilities will be considered as total utility.